Hi everyone, it's Mandy here, and today we have Sharon
Hi.
and Sally. Hello,
Hello.
and we're talking about the six of coins today. So, Sharon, over to you.
Alrighty then. Okay, I'm gonna go on a dusty rant here. Start her
Oh,
right off with a dusty rant. He so many people automatically say charity. And can it mean charity? I think in some cases it can, but we've got to remember that he's got those scales there, so he's weighing the justice of it, who deserves things. And charity, don't think it's so much of a justice thing as if people in need, period. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where this one, he's weighing it out more. So it can be meaning charity, of course, but not always. Do not make that your go to all the time. More like I don't know. I could definitely see it as we have human resources here where if you're hitting hard times, you can go and apply for food stamps or Medicaid, and you have to fill out a form that explains everything, how much money you have with you, the reasons that you don't have money now, and they actually read through and see, is this person, do they deserve this service or not. I could see it as that. I could see it as just plain exchange of money. This is the only card in the tarot where money is actually exchanging hands. Money. There's other things exchanging hands in the tarot, but this is the only time you see those coins in his hands going into somebody else's. So
yeah,
it could just, like as Dusty says, getting your change at Starbucks. So
hmm
yes. Sally.
Yeah, no, everything Sharon said, but looking at it from the perspective of the people who are kneeling in front of this guy, there's begging, it's looking for a handout, it's looking for a ward, like a student loan even.
um,
And appealing to the government. Yeah, I need money for my education. Can you give me
Yeah.
something? And you called those coins as they were coming down, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, what if they're chicken feed? I
oh
mean,
God, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah,
and it could be dispensing anything. Here, maybe it's a pharmacist dispensing medication.
yes,
Maybe it's an illicit pharmacist dispensing other kinds of medications.
yeah,
That's why he's smiling so big.
Right, right. He's
The one
actually
getting
getting
the
some. The
pills.
other guy just didn't have enough.
yes.
What, he spent all his money for on that lottery ticket in his pocket, right?
Right, right, right.
I definitely see it as kind of, you are going to have to sort of balance your books. Like you're going to have to sort of work out whether you can justify this or afford this. Do you know what I mean? If you were thinking of
Mm-hmm.
buying something and that came up, I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
sort of like feel that yeah, you can't be. There's no room for extravagance here. It's like, do you need it?
Mm-hmm.
I get that from this, that feeling from it.
Which
Nice.
Um,
triggered the word rationing for me.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. And it might be saying, well, depending on just where your eyes go, it might be saying, well, you can have some of it now, or it might be, or you might be the blue one. It might be you're just going to have to wait your
Mm-hmm.
turn. You're just going to
Mm-hmm.
have to, I do see this as I see this as a smaller version of the justice card sometimes.
Oh, sure.
I don't think it's as kind of dramatic as the justice, like, but there is a sort of, I might just see it as kind of like a being fair thing.
Yeah. One in the blue might have gotten something last week or
And maybe that's
yesterday.
what that ticket represents. Maybe that
Yeah,
ticket's actually a dollar bill. Maybe he still has
yeah,
money in his pocket and the other person has none.
yes, exactly.
Or it could be the wound, the one on the left is wounded with that head bandage on. It could just be, hey, here's some for extra medicine, like Mandy said, with the medicine going on in there. I don't know. I get a little offended sometimes because he is so well dressed and they're so shoddily dressed. It's like
Yeah.
classism.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it is quite sort of degrading for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have to go for that handout.
on the ground, kneeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It sort of sometimes reminds me of. This is a bit mad, but when I do Mrs. Bubbles, and I do this magic trick that produces sweets, and then I give the children, like they get to have the sweets and that they've magicked. And that one in the blue, it's like a child who's queued up again for more sweets, and it's like, no, you've already had yours, and I can even see it kind of like sticking out of your pocket, right? You know.
Yes.
No, I'm not even going to look at you. So, yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how that cityscape in the background plays into this card, because I generally don't even see it. I really just see the figures and the scales and those things, and I very rarely see that cityscape in the background, and I'm not really sure how that plays into this card at the moment. I'm sitting here trying to think, how does it affect this image for me?
For me, in that case, like, and this is very generic. This is right now, okay? But for me, he's far removed from the city. He's not doing it in front of other people. He's not doing it for people to say, "Oh, what a lovely man."
Oh, I like that.
With the stage there, though, I think in the reverse position, it's doing it so other people will see it and say, "Oh, wow, yeah, he's so wonderful," and he's not doing it from his heart, or for good for these people. He's doing it to get recognition. But I think in that upright position, being so far removed from the city, he doesn't care if other people see.
What about in the reverse position, that the coins are actually flowing back to him like a tax collector?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's almost, taking money and impoverishing others to increase your own personal wealth, which he clearly has.
Yes, yeah. So it would be like the scales are kind of unbalanced in the reverse position, but yeah.
That could be his estate. Because back then they still had, the lords of places, dukes, earls, whatnot, class. And then the people that worked for them that, depending on what kind of person their lord was, they were either, I wouldn't say well off, but comfortable, or they were just like sharecroppers.
I'm just having a look at something I've never noticed before. What? See the hand that's throwing the coins? What's he got tucked? That little round brown thing with the little dots on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at that earlier too. It looks like a sponge to me.
I think they're more coins. He's being very frugal. He's not just throwing money at them. He's counting it out very specifically. Again, weighing them with the scales. This is your worth.
Yes.
And it looks like that hand has the same, the same benediction posture as a couple of the other cards have.
Is it the ten of
swords, the
Swords.
devil?
I just think there's just so many more possibilities here than charity.
Right, and that's why he gets so distressed, because I think that's one of the traditional meanings that's in almost every book, and people just automatically say, "Oh, it's charity." Yeah, that could be a mafia boss. He could be bribing them for votes. Hell,
you could just say, be generous. It's suggesting that you be generous, but within what you can afford.
Right.
Do you know? So, like, don't people please, don't be overly generous, but share some of what you have with other people. It will pay off if you're doing it from his point of view.
Yeah, because he's holding back what he needs to maintain his level of
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah. But I don't think that is necessarily charity. That and it could just be saying be sort of generous with. I know it's got the coins in it, and Dusty's saying that it is the one card where you see money being exchanged. But it is. You could actually say, look at something's worth and value. Look at what you're prepared to put into something, and what you will get back from it.
Right.
Because he may well be getting some sort of satisfaction or recognition back from it, because he is that they're, and unless it does go in reverse, like Sally said, but they're obviously not in a position to kind of give him sort of something back. But on the other hand, maybe they make him feel sort of spiritually uplifted because he needs someone to be generous too.
And there are people that, really
he might
need that.
feel good about himself because he is, do you know what I mean? He is being kind to sort of somebody that needs it. And that may reflect back on him. So that's why the scales are balanced.
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes people just do like to do nice things for people, don't they? They get something back from it themselves.
Yes, the pay it forward mentality. And that's what he's doing here. He's paying it forward.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff going on this card, as you can see. So don't just fall back on charity. If you get slapped in the face and feel it as intuition, then great. But if you're just falling back on a keyword in a book that you heard somewhere or read somewhere, then you're really not doing this card any justice.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Any other comments before we wind it up?
I think
No.
Well, thank you very much, both of you. And I hope you all enjoyed listening to the Six of Coins. It'd be just interesting to see if anyone else, wants to leave any sort of messages, with other kind of possibilities. So
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.